What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Ultimate Fantasy Locker Room. And Rocky's checking out my screwball. You never had that before?
No, I don't.
Peanut butter whiskey. What's going on, guys? We got Antone back in the building. He's been away for a little while. How you doing, Antone?
Take a little sipper.
It's good, man.
It's good stuff.
How's the weather up there?
Yeah, how is it?
Don't even ask, man. It's a sore subject.
You're still in a Wawa in Upper Delaware?
Upper.
Yeah, just right outside the Wawa. I typically shoot right outside the parking lot there. I can smell the gas.
That's
Nice.
how they talk up there. Upper.
Well, you also said Disney World off air.
He gets very nervous when he's talking to Tone. You make him. I don't know what it is. So you were in Disney World recently, right?
Yeah, like a week or so ago. Yeah.
What were you celebrating?
My daughter's 16th birthday, man.
Oh, wow.
16. So she talked us into a trip to Disney in Florida and did a whole bunch of stuff. So it was pretty cool.
That's crazy that she's 16.
What was the damage?
Yeah, the real question.
All I can tell you is my
Expensive.
credit card, when they went into the park, my credit card just started flipping like a slot machine, man. And they just kept getting all these charges. And it was like you could map where they were going based on the charges. It was pretty fun.
Jeez.
So, Zach, how about you? What was the damage in Hawaii?
Yeah, the exact same thing.
Really?
The exact same thing. Water machine on the cards. It was great. Feeling jet lagged. But
So who spent more money, do you think?
oh,
You?
100% me. Oh, you're talking about between me and Antone?
No, you and you.
Oh,
and
100% me. Yeah.
Really?
I bought the trip. Yeah, so I was already in a deficit.
You thought so? Wait, so you were under the impression that she paid for more stuff?
No, I just like.
You seem like you were surprised.
Well, who spends more money in general is what I'm asking.
Oh,
Is that where you were going with
probably.
that? Or were you going for like who's the breadwinner in the relationship?
No.
that's what
type
it
of
seemed
thing?
like.
Oh, no. I'm just wondering because, like, in a relationship,
Yeah.
there's normally a spender and a saver.
See, it's funny you say that.
But the wife is usually spending more. Of your
He's trying to
money
figure
than
out right
hers,
now if his wages that he pays people is fair.
Yeah,
is what he's
Chick-fil-A.
trying to gauge right now.
Samara's
You know
more
what?
of
You're
like
on the right track because he's a little.
No.
He's
Yeah.
good at that.
No. I know what she makes. I don't know what he makes, but I know what she makes.
He needs to know.
Samara's more of like a spender. Like she peppers her spending around. Like she'll come home with a Target bag every day, but I'll
Nice.
save all my money and then I'll like get like a leg tattoo and it'll cost me like $2,000. So it's
So he's like
There you go.
I pepper things.
Pepper things.
Yeah, I'm a pepperer too, man. It's hard to choke down the big purchases.
What do you pepper? You're
I pepper everything.
so you're either a pepper or a choker because you're saying choke on the big. Okay.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
I don't know, man.
Call me a choker then.
The only thing I spend my money on, I was actually doing my taxes before I came here.
yeah.
You do your own taxes?
Well, I put everything together,
Guess what? Nobody feels bad for you.
and then I send it to my accountant.
all right, Chicken King.
Listen, let me tell you what we spend a lot of money on.
Chicken.
We eat out
Yeah.
way too much.
We could clip that. Go ahead, yes.
Way too much. Like when I was adding up the meals expense, I was like, "What the hell?"
Yeah.
You
then-
keep track of all your meals throughout the
Oh,
year?
yeah, and then my daughters like the DoorDash because now that they're away at school,
Yeah.
That's such a scam,
it's,
DoorDash.
it's gotten ridiculous.
You pay more
I'm-
for the delivery than you pay for sponsor us,
I'm,
DoorDash.
I'm
actually.
putting the brakes on it. I looked
you
up and
don't?
said I'm putting the brakes on. You know,
It's probably good because at your age, cooking is probably not the safest thing to do.
come on.
Yeah, old guy over here will probably put sugar instead of salt on some stuff.
So do you do e-receipts or do you keep the actual like hard copy receipt from every dinner that you go to?
It just depends. I mean, there some e-receipts, some hard copy. Depends. Whatever's easier.
Holy shit, and you save every single one throughout the year.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's like a
So-
scrapbook.
And then you use it
An-
like your little like
Anton,
tax
you
shelter.
do your taxes, right? So like the package I give to my accountant is probably this thick.
That's interesting.
That's a big package.
Yeah, it's a big package. I hear that a lot.
So Rocky, we have to talk. We have to talk because we do the same thing, but our accountant said, no, we don't need to send all that stuff. So have you figured out a way to write all this stuff off and I'm missing because right now I'm literally sending in like 4 sheets of paper and I'm done.
Well, listen, Rocky's
I got a good
Italian,
accountant.
so
That's all I'm saying.
he's Italian. He definitely figured out a way to write that shit off.
Oh yeah, that should,
I got a good accountant. Maybe you should talk to him.
What's the name of your tax shelter LLC? Can you say it on there?
These guys.
Funny, it's actually called Sheltered 3. Funny, it's actually called. But I have several. I have several.
Sure you do.
I'm sure you do.
Several. Shelter 3. And
How many of them do you show a loss on? That way it offsets your.
Oh my gosh.
No loss.
You can't commit to that.
These are
on air.
jokes.
All right,
Well,
gotcha.
these are all jokes.
We might be monetized, but we're gonna be down a host next week. Someone's gonna be put behind bars.
No loss. You know, so.
Chicken flies the coop.
Chicken King from the spaghetti.
You know.
So what else
stuff.
is going on, guys?
Yeah.
Sports.
Not
Sports,
much, man.
Not much. Did anybody watch the All-Star game?
Yeah.
I watched bits and pieces of it.
I watched parts of it.
I peppered it.
Are we talking about that later?
We are. Yeah. And
Okay, so I don't want to screw it up.
So we'll skip that.
Yeah, I actually have some commentary from my wife. I made her watch parts of it too. It was pretty interesting.
Did you regret that?
You made her?
No. She had some thoughts that she had a unique perspective.
All right.
Well, I would imagine.
When you force her to watch something, how do you do that?
No, I don't have to. I mean, force sounds like coercion. I mean, Anton and I are in the same thing, right? Our kids are a little bit older, so we find that we've got time just with our wife, right? We encourage.
Yeah.
Encourage is a better word.
Honey, watch this with me, and she does, because she loves me.
Yeah. But do you like that?
What?
Like, if my wife doesn't want to watch something with me, I'd rather watch it alone than watch it with somebody that's just watching it.
Yeah, because then you're distracted
It's
by
like I said, hey,
TikToks in the
I
background.
asked her the other day. I said, hey, do you want to come see the Batman movie with me? She's like, I'm not super interested, but I'll go if you want. No, I don't want. I'd rather go alone.
Yeah, because then you get a bunch of questions.
It's not even that. It's just I feel the present. Like I want to be with somebody that wants to be there,
Yeah.
or I want to be alone.
Yeah.
Okay,
Fair
Anton,
enough.
how about you? Do you like having Carrie around or no? Well, no, wait.
Great question.
Let me rephrase that. Do you like having her watch stuff that she doesn't necessarily
Watch, or would you
She's
rather watch it on your own?
I'm a big rerun guy. I like watching movies over and over again, especially movies I like. So if she hates that, she'll either sleep or do something else. But
Yeah.
So like
it's still good to hang together.
what's some of your favorite movies?
The Blind Side.
To rewatch,
Yeah, to rewatch. You hear what he said? The Blind Side.
Act of Valor to me is one of those movies that I just get into and I can watch it over and over again.
What movie?
Act of Valor.
Oh, actually, that's a good movie.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
Do you guys have movies that you guys can watch over and over again?
Yeah, they're mostly comedies, though.
Really?
Yeah.
For you, it's probably like what? I'm guessing is Talladega Nights.
I love Talladega.
That's in the real.
Yeah, it's a song.
Anchorman,
Yeah.
Dumb and Dumber.
Yeah.
They're all in the wheelhouse. Super
think of
Troopers. Super Troopers is
I can
very
see
much
that.
underrated.
I watch Interstellar once in a while. I like that movie.
Is that the Matt Damon movie?
No,
No, that's who is it?
McConaughey.
Leonardo DiCaprio.
McConaughey.
Oh no, you're right. Yeah.
You're thinking of
the one?
Inception.
Yeah, Inception. That's
Yeah,
a good one,
they're
too.
both Christopher Nolan.
Yeah, that's
All
a
right,
good
we're
one.
off the rails here, huh?
Yeah, that
Yeah.
went a little sideways.
Let's go
let's
into our
pressing issues.
Pressing issues. What's the issue? If there's issues, we gonna press them.
yeah. Come on down. Hey, baby, ready. So I like that. I know you like the baby at the very end of it. That was a good touch that I put on this little spin there. You liked?
I mean,
before we got on air, you said you liked that.
I like it because you sound stupid, but not
But
because
whatever,
it's good.
whatever you like.
walked into that one.
The sound bites are your baby, so we expect
so-
it.
All right, first
Put your best
topic.
at.
First topic. Flores, is he a fit in Pittsburgh?
Thank you.
Good job. On
And exactly.
Segue, yes.
Remind us, what is his official title in Pitts, and what do we feel about that?
Yeah, so in Pitts, he is a senior defensive assistant / linebacker coach.
Okay.
So,
So essentially, here's your last attempt. Don't screw it up.
Yeah.
Is what it sounds like.
Yeah.
Because a guy like that coming off a head coaching gig where he did fantastic.
I don't know if he did fantastic.
He
but-
did
Well, in
good.
Miami,
Fantastic
he
is
did
pretty-
pretty damn well in
pretty well,
Miami, man. With that,
guys.
I give,
Seriously. Well,
I give
he
him a
had-
thumbs
He
up.
did fantastic.
yeah,
guys.
man, he turned that
I
team
didn't-
around.
No, that was Mark saying that. not
First of all,
me.
the first year they didn't have a winning record. The second year they were
10 and
about
6.
500. 10 and 6.
Second year they were 8-8. He's right.
Yeah,
500.
what are you talking about?
But-
and then last year they were terrible. And then they went on an 8-game winning streak. And remember, we detailed those 8 teams they beat. None of them had a starting quarterback.
He went 25 and 24 in 3 seasons with the Miami
Yeah,
Dolphins.
but
Yeah,
but
so I don't
That's,
think
that's fantastic in
But they
Miami.
had
That's
no
not fantastic.
talent.
They
No
had
talent
nothing.
until the last.
You know who was
Yeah.
there before? Who was there before him?
Oh, I don't want to talk
remember?
about him because he went to the Jets.
Gase.
Okay, Gase. He went to the playoffs 2 years with Miami. So I don't think he did a fantastic job.
Oh.
Anton, what do you think?
He also
Since you
inherited
got-
a half decent team.
Who?
Since you know a lot
blew
more
up
than we do.
Chicago.
What do you think
He's
I'm
about
not
a
talking
terrible
about
coach.
Chicago. So that's
Right.
my point.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is he inherited a team and tanked it, and then Flores had to pick up the pieces of a tanked team and turn it back around.
They went
you're
to the
making-
playoffs
You're
2
making my
years.
argument because they had a strong team.
So what pieces did he have to pick up?
I think he's not. I think he's missing the point here.
I'm not. I think you're talking in circles.
He gets a thumbs up from me. I don't know about two
Yeah,
thumbs up, but
he was
So
one
you
game
like
over
him.
500.
he got a thumbs up.
I thought he was pretty good. Anton, what do you think about him?
Absolutely 2 thumbs up. I mean,
Yeah, I don't
this
agree.
This guy wasn't a failure. He wasn't a rehab case for coaching.
He's low.
This guy's a winner, and they know that. But
Turn him up.
obviously, the topic surrounding him makes it make him a hot commodity, right?
Yeah.
One way or the other. And I think it's really brilliant by Steelers to grab this guy now and keep him in the mix and keep him in the fold in the league.
Yeah, they bought low on it.
Yeah. And you think that this could be a coach in waiting?
I absolutely think it is. I mean, look, think about it. I mean, when something like this happens, what first week we heard about this, what did everybody say? Oh, his career's over. He's never going to coach again, but it's good to speak out. He's never going to coach again, but man, it's great he's saying something. The guy is going to coach again, and the Steelers, like, we're going to grab him right now. I think he absolutely is going to coach again, and I also think it's a statement about the Steelers to say, we like this guy. He's a coach. He should be in the NFL. We're going to keep him in the NFL. He will be a head coach. I believe he'll be at the Steelers.
Yeah.
And I actually liked your prediction when you had said that on the thread the other day. But quick in-show fact check here. 2019 he was 5-11. 2020 he was 10-6.
Okay. And
in Miami.
So he had how many
2021 was 9-8.
Good job,
And
Mark.
that was the year this past season where we said 8 of those wins came against not
So he
starting
was
quarterback
3
teams.
years in
Yes,
Miami.
What was his overall record?
24-25.
All I said was I don't know if it's a fantastic job. That's all I said. I didn't say he wasn't a good coach.
I think with what he
Thought
had,
fantastic was a little strong.
I think with what he
Yeah.
had, he was an above average coach. And I think, well, I mean, there were reports that he lost some of the locker room, some of the coaches.
That's just off the quarterback controversy, I feel, more than anything, because obviously upper management is going to want to keep the guy they drafted high, and the coach is wanting to win now, and he didn't see it happen probably. So I think it's a good hire. I mean, I like it. Like what Anton said, they bought low on a guy that could potentially be a head coach again. I was on the side of it's going to be hard for him to get another head coaching gig, definitely.
Yeah.
I was a little surprised when I saw the Steelers did hire him, but I'm only surprised because we saw the headline for it, because it's not like he's the coordinator, he's not the head coach. But I don't know if he's a predecessor to Tomlin, if that ever
Tomlin's
happens.
still pretty young.
But
Well, he is young, and he's a
he's a
great
good guy to
coach.
have in the good guy to have in the building. I agree with that.
I can't imagine Tomlin retiring. That's why
No, I can't either, and I hope not. But
I can tell you, I think, and I think I said this before, I think Flores is a great coach.
Yeah.
And I think that he was right in what he was calling out. So I think he deserves another chance, in my opinion. So
here's what I was surprised
And
at.
it started with the Steelers picking him up.
yes,
Yeah.
yes,
That's exactly what they're doing. They're not letting him float away from the league and become yesterday's news. They're
Right.
keeping him in the mix. They're saying,
and
"Despite
bingo.
all this is going on."
And I don't
Got
care
him.
if he's easy to get along with in the locker room, because Belichick's a pain in the ass.
Yeah.
And a bunch of
There's a
coaches
bunch
are.
of them that are pains
If
in the
you
ass.
win, I don't care.
Tomlin could be a hard guy too, but he's
Yeah.
true and respectful in his own rights as a coach.
That's right.
Yeah, and kudos to Pittsburgh for seeing this and picking up on the buy low and then hopefully sell high, because the timing of this is what surprised me. With all of this still fresh in the headlines,
With the allegations too.
because you see the NFL shy away from situations like that, right? Deshaun Watson, head of the class when it comes to quarterback in the NFL, but because of the allegations, everybody shied away when they knew that he was unhappy and could have definitely bought low, and everyone rolled the dice and they're saying, well, we're going to wait until he drops a little bit lower and then buy in on Deshaun Watson. So Pittsburgh really must like him, really must see something in him, and they're not planning on keeping him, assistant to the defensive specialist, best friends, neighbors coach. At some point he's going to take over the reins as either the defensive coordinator or something significant and possibly be Tomlin's successor.
I think it's why, and I hate to say this, I think it's why the Steelers are one of the best, classiest organizations in sports, because they hire a coach, they stick with it, they take chances. They're great. And I hate it.
As a Browns fan.
Yeah, but I've got to call it what it is.
Yeah.
You know, Tomlin has been there now how many years? They've stuck with him when he's been 8-8, but he's had a mostly winning record over the last.
He's never had a losing record.
Yeah.
What I'll say is that I agree with both of you. I do think he'll eventually be a head coach again. And I don't think he's a bad coach. But what I will say is I think that they did throw him a lifeline, because if he doesn't get a job this season, I think he could definitely float out of the NFL.
Right.
And I think it's telling that that's the job that he did get. He went from interviewing for head coach positions
To senior defensive assistant.
to senior defensive assistant. So that goes to show that most of the league didn't want to offer him anything. So yeah, there's a kudos to Pittsburgh in that respect. I don't know that they brought him in as a predecessor to Tomlin.
No, I was just
but I do think
peppering that in there.
it's just adding talent to your staff. If nobody else is going to offer him anything, then they were able to get him for that position. I guarantee if he had a coordinator job offered to him, he probably goes that route before going to Pittsburgh.
But I think that'll happen. I think he didn't get that offered because there wasn't a position open in Pittsburgh. To me, I think if they had the defensive coordinator position, they would have offered it to him. They just didn't have that open.
Yeah, you're probably right. Yeah.
To be the, I mean,
if you think about it, the Steelers don't really have anything to gain by bringing in the hottest, most controversial topic that's been in the league for a long time to give him a lifeline. I mean, they don't need to do that. They don't need to take that on.
Well,
I think they took that on for a reason, and it's probably not just because they're buddy with somebody in the organization. I think because they see what this guy is, and they know he belongs in the league, and I think they're not keeping him around to be a coordinator. I think he may have to take that step, but 2 years, he's a head coach.
Well, I think like you said, I think there's a reason. I think there's two reasons. I think number one, I think Tomlin's a black coach. I think he recognizes what's going on and what. Why am I forgetting his name?
He feels the pain.
Yeah, I think he recognized the situation and he wanted to lend a hand. And you're also talking about the Rooneys and the Rooney Rule, which was under some criticism with all of this going on. So I think for them, having him float out of the league, being involved with the Rooney Rule, I think that would also hurt them. And I heard an interview with
that's a good point.
One of the Rooneys was talking about he still believes in the Rooney Rule, whatever. It's attached to their name, and I think that was part of it too.
And just to put a bow on this, I'm just going to say it might happen sooner rather than later, because after the draft, Pittsburgh's GM is stepping down. I don't think Flores takes that role, but the GM is stepping down after he's already come out. He came out today and said, after the 2022 draft, I will be stepping down. So could this be a slide where Tomlin now is the successor there, and they start to bring up
the window could be starting?
That's actually a good point. And one other thing I do think that Pittsburgh is thinking about is
Pittsburgh with a K.
Pittsburgh. The GM
in a league where the league is 77% black.
Yeah.
I think that it is going to help them to get free agents because they know it's a safe and good environment.
That's true.
I do think it's going to, it does help. I just think it's a smart move in so many ways, and I think it's the right move in general. And I do think the league has a lot to make up for. I think we all felt that. There's something wrong in a league where is there one black head coach?
Yeah.
I mean, there's something wrong with that. There just is. So
how many there's only 2 minority coaches.
I think
right?
now 3 because the new Miami head coach is.
There's Salah, there's Rivera, there's Tomlin.
So 4
Yeah,
now.
because Hispanic people we don't even get talked about.
That's true.
Yeah.
So you
still have another
we're behind black people, Asian people. We're all the way back of the line.
You have another 20 years to go.
It's the truth. People don't even fight for us.
Hey, amen, brother.
I don't know about that, but
okay.
All right, so let's go to our next topic. Our next topic is going to be how the conference champions the conference teams that didn't win, how can they improve enough next year to make it to the Super Bowl?
So the conference championship losing teams and then the Cincinnati Bengals losing the Super Bowl. Right. What do those 3 teams
So we have the Bengals.
Really need to pick up in the offseason to make that next step.
49ers.
Mm-hmm.
And
conference, they didn't lose, the Bengals.
No, that's what we're saying.
No,
the Chiefs,
that lost,
the Chiefs and
so
the 49ers did, and then the Bengals. What do these 3 teams need to adjust?
The final 4 that,
yeah.
okay. Besides.
So let's start with the Super Bowl losing team, the Bengals. What do they got to do to make it again?
Anton, what do you think? What do you see them lacking out there in Cincinnati?
They need Anton.
Yes, sir.
do.
They definitely
They
need.
do need a line, yeah.
That's 100%. Anton, suit up.
O-line, absolutely O-line. Joe Burrow's a winner. He's a player. He's a gamer. You got to protect him. And not only do you have to protect him, they have a great running back in Mixon, and these guys couldn't really run the ball. I mean, you can't pay all that money and not be able to run the ball. It looked like the offensive line was just really non-existent. And they let him get hit the week before or 2 weeks before, I think 7 or 8 times. I think they got to put money in the O-line. I think everywhere else they're really solid. They play good team ball all the way around.
Hey, Anton, how much money would it take for you to come out of retirement?
Oh, my gosh.
Like if a team said, hey, blank check, come out here and play.
You know what? Most of it would go into health insurance for their sake and for mine.
Yeah.
But no, man, my day is long gone, man. All I can do is talk about what I could have done and should have done and what they ought to do.
Yeah.
You still got that neck roll?
Yeah, I think I do have it somewhere.
Is that you had like the Texas, the Longhorn neck roll?
Well, they were talking. Cleveland was trying to get Joe Thomas. One of the reporters said, "What would it take to get?" But he's lost.
He lost a lot of weight.
Oh, my gosh. He's swimming now,
I met
too.
him.
Yeah.
I got his autograph. Yeah.
He's a nice guy.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so
He's
anyways.
a lot better looking than you too.
I can add to the Bengals
That's fair.
ways of
I
improvement,
don't know
too.
why I said that.
Let's
but-
hear it.
So a big social media storyline is how Eli Apple is now burnt toast. Like that's like that is a storyline in itself. So they could upgrade their cornerbacks, obviously.
Well, they spent a lot of money in free agency this offseason. They brought
did.
Eli Apple in.
They did, but
Yeah, and-
still they need something.
And
something
Bates
there.
is a free agent too, so they're going to have to
Exactly.
dedicate money to keep Bates there if they want him.
All right, so O-line, cornerback help. I think every team in the league probably needs
Could always use
cornerback
that.
help.
Yeah.
Yeah, to me, the easy answer is O-line. To me, that's number one glaring weakness. But and I don't even think they have to get that much better. They just can't let him get sacked 7 times.
So Mr. Rob Gronkowski came out and said that with Brady retiring, the next quarterback that he would love the opportunity to win with would be Joe Burrow.
That's saying something.
And you know what? He would look good in Cincinnati.
I still think Tom Brady's coming back to play for the 49ers.
It's open.
He
It's
left.
open.
He left the door open. For
I
sure.
said that 2 weeks ago.
Okay, so let's
We
move
got
on.
that clipped, right?
That's
All
a
right, just
perfect
wanna make
segue
sure.
into
So
the
let's,
49ers.
let's move into the 49ers. What do the 49ers have to do? Because they're an interesting team.
Do they need Tom Brady? Are they Tom Brady away from winning?
Oh, if they get Tom Brady, I think they're the favorite or the second favorite to win the Super Bowl.
I'm going to back that. I think you're 100% correct
Okay,
on
so
that,
they're,
honestly.
I don't think they're Tom Brady. They're a great quarterback.
No, they're Tom
Because
Brady.
it could be Aaron Rodgers.
God
yeah.
damn it, man. Why is it so hard for you to
No,
say
if Tom
that
Brady
Tom
goes there,
Brady,
they're-
If Tom Brady goes, if Aaron Rodgers, if Russell Wilson goes there, like to me, it's any great quarterback, including Tom Brady.
Yeah, I would put them over the hump. I would argue that they could have went to the Super Bowl this year. They were close enough. They could have went.
They almost did
They
with
almost
Jimmy
did.
Garoppolo,
Yes. So
and he's at best. Like, you know who he reminds me
he's
of?
hot and cold.
Yeah, he's Baker Mayfield. He reminds me of Baker Mayfield.
Well, he's a lot better looking and taller.
Oh no, he's a great. You know why? He's Italian. That right there. Stop.
all right.
Stop.
You talking about Brady cracks me up. It's like, I love a steak from Ruth Chris, but I'll take
You know
one
what
from
happened?
Outback. I'll
Trish
take one
must
from
have seen Brady one
Olive
time
Garden.
on TV.
I think that's what it
and
is.
like said, that is a handsome man, and then Rocky just can't get over it. Listen, guy, he's on. She's never going to meet
Listen,
him.
Don't worry about it.
You
You're
guys got
safe.
such a hard on for Brady.
No, I don't.
No.
I don't really like him.
I
That
just
much.
got to give the guys
I got to
just
bring
desserts.
it down. I got to bring it down. I got to get you back to reality.
Well, you're good at that.
Yeah,
Man.
he's a great quarterback. I'm not saying he's not. Is he the best of all time? No.
All right, so he is the
100%.
great of all time.
No, he's
he's
the
not
most
the best.
accomplished.
Well, that's what greatest
Most
means.
accomplished.
That's what greatest means.
No.
It encompasses everything.
I
He's not the
disagree.
most talented or the best quarterback. No, he's not. I would take Dan Marino over him.
With all due respect to my diminutive friend, no.
See,
It's-
that's not respect.
Wait, say that into the camera. You'll take Dan Marino over Tom Brady.
I'll take Dan
No,
Marino
but
over
as long
Tom
as you
Brady.
lead out with
As a
no,
quarterback?
no disrespect.
Yeah, what I'm saying
I would
is he
take
is. You
I would
can't-
take Joe Montana over Tom Brady.
I
I would take Joe Montana over Tom Brady.
like Joe Montana too, but yeah. So I mean, I
Is there
think there's more of
anybody,
an argument.
Anton, is there anybody you would take over Tom Brady?
I take Peyton Manning. No.
Honestly, I can't say I would.
Okay.
The guy's just too good at clutch times. I can't bet against them. I can't go against them.
Mark, how about you? Anybody besides Rex Grossman?
Me,
Jim McMahon.
Yeah, Jimmy McMahon.
Jimmy McMahon. No, Tom Brady in his prime, man. You can't argue
He's still in his prime.
how good he was. I would take Tom Brady at 42 over 2/3 of the NFL at
Okay,
this point.
but the question was, would you take anybody over Tom Brady?
If I could take Dan Marino with Bill Belichick and that team,
Right.
I would.
Okay.
If I was looking at both of them as just quarterbacks, I probably would take Marino.
So you hit me.
I
in
don't
the
know
feels
about
there.
Montana.
Marino was my favorite quarterback growing up. I loved watching
Like
Marino.
that curly hair, don't you?
Yeah, and
number 13,
you don't want to
baby.
admit it, but you secretly
Don't say Bernie Kosar. Don't do it.
no secretly
Well, you said curly. You said curly hair, and right
secretly
away.
he's got it for Aaron Rodgers.
Oh, but I would,
Like secretly he's got it for Aaron Rodgers.
after these last few years, I wouldn't take Aaron Rodgers over Tom Brady.
I mean, he wonders if Rodgers likes him. You know what I'm saying? Like when he's at home alone,
with the long hair that he's gotten now
He's
too.
never at home alone.
he's pulling the daisies. Does he like me? Likes me now.
Rodgers,
Yeah.
right, and Rodgers isn't aging well either. Rodgers looks like an old urologist.
He's still pulling.
Okay,
He's still
so-
pulling.
Wait, urologist?
an old urologist.
Is that like putting
Okay.
his last name in the
A urologist.
Yeah.
You
Urologist.
guys say I mispronounce words.
I said urologist.
Well, I know what a urologist
you
is.
said urologist.
I thought you were talking about
Did not.
like a geologist.
He said
He
urologist.
said urologist.
yeah, I heard that too.
Old.
So who's the other
urologist.
quarterback?
Wait. So what? Is there anybody you'd pick over Tom Brady?
Currently or for,
That's all time.
time.
I said Dan Marino, you retard.
You belabor everything.
nah.
Currently or
Yeah, no, I don't think so.
Okay. How about you, Zach?
Yeah, I'm on the side with Antone and Mark. Just like seeing the Super Bowl wins, like I don't know, maybe
Okay.
Nick Foles, but
All right.
Had he not done it in Tampa, I would have said yes. But I mean, I think he proved that he didn't need Belichick. He didn't need New England.
All right.
all right, so let's talk about Mahomes in Kansas City, right? I think for me, I don't think it's necessarily a personnel change. I think that Andy Reid, I think he has to be better. He has to be more balanced. I know he's never done it in his career, but that's how he burnt down in Philadelphia. And I think also Mahomes has to be better. I think you've seen the same thing that happened early in the season last year happened in that playoff game in the second half.
I think a low key need for Kansas City, and it's going to come off as a total joke here, but I'm 100% serious. We're saying Mahomes has to be better. Kansas City can use less distractions. I think you have to get his girlfriend or his wife, whatever she
His
is.
wife. Don't show some respect.
No, it's a fiance, right?
no, he's
Are they married?
Yeah.
No,
I don't know. Might be the fiance.
No.
And that's his brother, right?
yes.
Yeah.
I think honestly they have to kind of get them out of the spotlight. And you know, if he's having these public displays
an
of
issue.
non-affection with them,
It's an issue.
then there's an issue. So he's thinking about it during the game. So I think Kansas City could definitely use less distraction.
I think that's a terrible take.
To be so
100%.
I don't think they're on the field getting shut down by the Bengals in the second half because his wife and his
Yeah.
brother make TikToks.
no, but he may focus a little bit better.
He's a professional. He's getting
doesn't-
paid $500 million. He's not distracted by his wife's
he is.
TikToks.
He's distracted.
I mean, listen, I know it's a funny story, but that's the reason it's running on ESPN because it's a story. They're not losing games because they're on TikTok.
dude,
doing
I'm telling you,
dances, guy.
distractions go along with Anton.
Yeah, Anton, please.
The distractions.
They do, but don't say distractions. That's a general term.
It
You
is-
think his wife and his brother making TikToks?
No, that's a distraction. That's what I'm saying.
Is that
My
we're
point
talking
was
about that
less
specific one?
No,
though. There's no other ones.
No. I let in with less distractions.
What other distractions?
Well, you had Andy Reid and the whole thing with his sons, back and forth. They've had distractions over
That's
the
been
years.
his whole career.
Okay, well, whatever. But distractions. So I said distractions. Dude,
But don't, you're generalizing it.
I'm talking to Anton now. Would you shut up?
Okay.
Anton. Do off the
By the
field
way,
distraction.
by the
Would
way,
you guys shut the
you're
hell
leading-
up,
you're leading
man?
the witness.
You called him Anton. At least I
Anton.
screw up a city name. You screwed up our host here,
Anton.
Mr. Davis to you now, Mark.
Mr. Davis.
That's fine. Mr. Davis. Do off the field distractions
That's-
roll over into game situations on Sundays?
You're leading.
I honestly have to say no unless it physically affects a player. Now,
Somebody
that being
cut
said,
his mic.
If a person has personal issues, it could be a death in the family, all those kinds of things. I do believe those things have an effect. But something like this, while it's annoying to us, I don't think it's really a factor. If it is a factor, the problem is Patrick, not the wife and the brother. It shouldn't be a problem. He should be able to block that out. Because trust me, I tell you, on the way out of the tunnel, he probably hears a lot worse from some of the fans than he ever hears about their TikToks. So I'm not really concerned about that. But when you think about the Chiefs, what's memorable about their team? What's not memorable? To me, what's not memorable is their defense. And so if I had to say what they need to improve, I would certainly say their defense. But the other thing I would like to see is I'd like to see Patrick be a lot more conventional as opposed to non-conventional. I'm totally fine with the new arm angle crap and he throws the ball like this in all platforms. That's nothing to say other than if Patrick Mahomes is throwing off platform and off arm angles in college, then it's called undisciplined and he needs throwing motion work.
Right.
Now he's in the league, it's off platform and it's awesome. I'd like to just see him play quarterback for a change and not run around and just try to wing everything.
Well, that was the book on him coming out of college. That's why he went where he went.
Well, and the other thing, I think that they're, the first year they won with an offense, defense it was terrible. Second year the league caught up with them and they lost because their defense was horrible. So they've made a few changes. Their defense is improving, but I also think they need to get a second receiver. They have yet to get a second receiver, a complement to Tyreek, and I don't think their running game scares anybody. It's okay. It's okay. CEH
But that's
is
an Andy Reid team, and he knows he's an Eagles fan.
Yeah.
Those years they had a great run. Westbrook, right?
So you don't like Travis Kelce?
Well,
No,
Travis,
I like
he's not a
Travis
receiver,
Kelce, but he's not.
They play him like a receiver.
It's not the same.
But they shouldn't. And I think that in this league, there's no reason they can't get a second receiver. Why didn't they sign OBJ? You want to talk about a team they should have signed OBJ?
Well, that's who they're talking about them signing him.
They should have, because you know how much more effective Travis Kelce would have been with OBJ coming as a slot receiver over the middle. Yeah. It would have been a difference maker.
No, I think on that team you put OBJ outside. To be honest with you.
But that didn't work in Cleveland.
He was playing with Baker Mayfield, not Patrick Mahomes.
But he was also playing with Jarvis Landry, who's a great slot receiver.
Who was also playing with
Baker Mayfield.
I'm just saying it's a different class.
It is a different situation there.
Yeah, it's fair.
I think you rather slot Hill inside to go against slot corners. Put OBJ outside. He's played that one receiver for most of his career and excelled.
I think Mr. Allen Robinson is available in free agency to go out to Kansas City, who would be an excellent compliment.
I think they gave Hardman a chance this year.
I don't think they can see the issue with them is they can't afford
bring an AB
and Allen Robinson. They're going to have to get an AB or an OBJ
bring an AB.
at a discount.
Zach, where are you at on this?
So one thing that I had pull up, it's about the Chiefs.
Where's Josh Gordon?
Oh yeah, I think we know where Josh Gordon is. Brittany Matthews might be a free agent. Mahomes is not yet to be wife, so maybe they cut the cord early on that. Get rid of that distraction. They do have a child together though, so
where's Jalen Rager?
Go sign Jalen Rager, please, for the love of God. We'll give you a bag of potato chips too, just as a little bonus.
What are the chips in Philly? Kurz? Is that Kurz?
They're everywhere. They're here in Wawa.
Aren't they from Philly?
Oh, I have no idea.
Yeah, so.
That's all I got.
And that's dead air.
Yeah. There it was.
Okay, so
I don't know where to go after. What is it? Kurz chips?
Yeah,
Kurz chips are sour cream and onion. They're pretty solid. All right, so are there any other? That's it for that, right? What's the next pressing issue, Rocky?
Okay, last pressing issue is going to be. We're going to talk about the quarterbacks that are rumored to be leaving or possibly leaving, and we're going to talk about do we think they're leaving, and if so, what team are they going with? We're going to start with Aaron Rodgers. He had a cryptic Instagram post last night.
What he does.
Twitter post where he kind of seemed like he was either retiring or saying goodbye. Do we think Rodgers is leaving? And if so, where do we think he's going?
I think he's going to Denver.
Okay.
Even though I think it's stupid, but I think
he's
that's where
leaving
he's
and going to Denver. He's going to do the Peyton Manning, go to Denver, win a Super Bowl.
So that was kind of semi-validated today on social media. There was a Denver alum that come out and said there's too much talk about Aaron coming into town that it's got to be true.
Okay. What about?
Oh, really?
You think that too? Then?
Yeah, I think Denver.
Well, I didn't know about that information, but I was gonna say he was gonna pull a Peyton Manning and maybe play for the Colts.
Okay.
It's a very low factor, but obviously he has a relationship with like the McAfee show and all that stuff. The Colts are a well-built team. The division is terrible, so he's almost guaranteed to make the playoffs almost.
Well, and they have enough salary cap to probably sign Devontae Adams.
They have that, but honestly, I mean, if he doesn't retire, he might stay with the Pack. I don't know. It's kind of like the ugly, non-sexy take, but like he could stay with the Packers.
Yeah.
Anton, what do you think?
I have two teams. He's going to Arizona or he's going to Miami.
Ooh.
That's interesting.
This guy's at the end of his career. He doesn't want to go to play in the snow again. He wants to live out the last 3 or 4 years in the sun, playing golf, having a good time, and actually enjoying playing ball.
I like that take.
And both of those teams have decent receivers, pretty decent offensive lines.
That's a good one with the Cardinals.
Defenses. But I think you're all wrong. He's going to Cleveland.
All
Listen,
right,
he wants to win
Nobody's
a
going to
championship
Cleveland, Rocky.
for America's team now.
You might even have to run 10 guys out on offense this year because I don't think
Hey, can I
anyone
tell
wants
you
to
something?
quarterback that disaster of a shit team.
I feel like
You
we're
guys
burying
are
the
gonna
lead
get
here.
Trubisky.
My gut says he's staying in Green Bay because this is what I think. Devontae Adams can't leave. Like they can franchise tag him, right?
Yeah.
I think he wants to finish his career with Devontae Adams.
You think so?
Yeah, I do. But
I think he just wants. I think
There's
he
a
wants
lot
to
of-
leave Green Bay. Though.
There's actually a lot of smoke Devontae going to Vegas. And if that happens, they also have some cap room. They're getting ready to possibly cut ties with Carr. That could pull Rodgers and Adams out to Vegas. And then it also fits Anton's narrative where he's going somewhere warm.
but they control Adams. I mean, they can franchise him.
Yeah,
is
but
what
if
I'm
they're
saying.
going to get rid of Rodgers, they're going to break the
they're
thing
going to
down.
have to
They gotta
Okay.
I mean, we're talking about the Packers here.
So my gut says he probably stays, but if he does go, I think the most likely scenario is he goes to Denver.
All right. Before we move on to the next quarterback, I would like Mr. Anton to repeat that last prediction of who's going out to Cleveland.
Say it again.
Who'd you say they need out in Cleveland?
Oh, they're going to get Trubisky. Mitch Trubisky is going to Cleveland.
There it is.
I actually, I mentioned that. I think that there's a good shot that they pull him in.
Yeah, things have turned on Trubisky. I've been seeing, especially in the media lately.
Yeah, I know. He's been
He's a
guest
darling
a lot
right
on
now. Yeah.
Barstool.
I
It's
think,
going to hurt you.
That would be good for the show.
I think there's going to be, they're going to bring him in for
Comeback player of the year.
competition.
It's a perfect
Hey,
fit
let's,
because
you know what? Let's do this.
you only
We're
have one
rooting-
receiver, so
we're
it's
rooting
perfect.
for
He'll lock in on
Trubisky.
Landry.
The
We're a
Browns.
Trubisky podcast from
We
now
are.
on.
We are a
We're
Trubisky
rooting for him
podcast.
to be comeback player of the year.
Yeah, of course.
We're rooting all year. We're going to keep him a Trubisky track every week,
Hey,
Trubisky
no matter what.
I have nothing personal against the guy. I would love to see him get comeback player of the year.
Well,
The
we're
Browns
gonna
are going
see.
to draft I think they're going to draft a really great receiver, and they're going to re-sign, or they're not going to re-sign. They're going to keep Jarvis Landry, and then they're going to draft or sign another receiver in a free agency or in the draft.
And like I said, we're burying the lead, and I know you don't have it on your list, but where's Jameis Winston going?
Yeah, not to Cleveland. So, okay.
He's just like, screw it.
Yeah.
We're ending that
He's
conversation.
back on his feet. I see he's in the gym.
Burn that narrative.
Let's go to
Bro,
the next quarterback.
The first 5 weeks of the season, they were a top 5 offense.
Oh.
Okay?
Well, you want to talk about Winston? Where do you
I
think?
do.
Okay, where's
He's
he
a
going?
free agent. I don't know. Where do you guys think he could go? I've heard that he could go back to Tampa.
I think he's
Oh,
going to
no.
a Publix.
Listen, I think it's easy to make fun of him, but they were a top 5 offense. And even when he was in Tampa, he threw a lot of picks, but he threw a lot of touchdowns and yards too.
You know who I actually see taking a chance on Jameis is Washington.
I heard Tampa though,
Did you?
because they're already built to win.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
he's
but-
familiar.
Arians
Does
is
he-
Arians is a good, QB whisperer. I do think that.
Yeah, but so is Sean Payton. Like, is Winston?
Was Sean Payton retired?
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, Winston went to the Saints and they were good, but
Well, they were a
Winston
top 5
is
offense
Winston.
before he got hurt.
I think he stays with the Saints. I mean, they have the defensive coordinator now, head coach. It's
Maybe.
like a bridge year, maybe. Like Winston was good enough.
they're 80
I think
million
Winston
over
could
the
win.
cap, though.
Yeah.
80 million over the
I think
cap.
Yeah,
Winston
but he
could
signed
win.
for $1 million there, basically.
Anton, what do you think?
I've got him going to the Panthers, Carolina.
Oh,
That's not bad.
yeah, I
Yeah.
like that too. Yeah, that would be a decent fit.
Yeah.
Okay,
I don't
so-
think you can win a Super Bowl with him, but I think you can win with him.
Yeah, I think you could win games with him. And honestly, he'd be, he is an upside quarterback. He does have upside.
Well, he would have. I mean, that would be a perfect situation, Carolina, because he'd have weapons. Man, they have quick guys all over the field, and he's a high risk, high reward kind of guy. You
If
might get
he-
yourself into a
If
situation
he
where you're
could
finding
cut
the
out
playoffs.
30% of the picks that he throws,
for
he
sure.
he is a top 10 quarterback.
They've
He-
been saying that his entire career.
But
though.
no, I mean, he's had years where it wasn't as bad as the last year was really bad. But they had before the last year or two, they had a really bad team, and he's a good I mean, he takes risks, but he's not a bad quarterback.
Yeah, I agree.
I mean, I'd
with you.
rather
I
have
don't
him
think-
than a guy Tannehill.
Yeah.
Tannehill can't win you a game in the playoffs. I think
I'd
he
like
can.
to see him in Tennessee. Talk about a team that's built to win and could use a little bit of a quarterback that actually
a gunslinger. He's a gunslinger. I'd rather have him than a guy that's going to be extra conservative.
That's where I want to see Derek Carr go. I want to see Derek Carr go to Tennessee.
Okay, so let's go to Deshaun Watson, right?
This one's crazy.
Well, he's a top. Honestly, if he's not going to be charged with any
probably a top
major
5
crime,
quarterback,
he's a
yeah.
top 5 quarterback. Prior to the charges, was seen as a great guy, right? Towed the line. What do we think about him?
I think, the Commanders are an interesting team,
Yes.
right? Any quarterback there would be better than what their current situation
It'd
was.
be the worst place for him to go, though.
Oh, this is why I think it could happen.
All the stuff surrounding them.
They're rough around the edges. That might be why they pick up Watson.
Maybe.
Well, he controls where he goes. Let's
Yep.
start with that because he has a no trade clause.
Yeah, would he want to go there?
Would he want to go there?
Yeah.
I would think that team is built to win in the future. It's a very, very young, explosive, dynamic offense. I don't know. I think you have to bring in somebody who's a bit more of a leader and not a lot of controversy.
Well, he
surrounding
was a
him.
leader.
I think I
But,
do think.
but
he
again,
was
you're
a
bringing in
leader.
that controversy. I don't
maybe
disagree. I think he is a leader. But is he gonna resume that role again, or is he kind of gonna have his tail between his legs a little bit?
I don't
coming
think
off
so.
of that?
No, he's a winner.
Where do we think he would want to go? Let's start with that.
That's a better question.
Miami. See, I think he's somebody who would want to go to Miami.
That's been a story for a while, too.
Yeah.
I think there's a possibility of Philly, even though I hate that.
Yeah.
But I think it's possible.
I
I would
don't
take
think he
Watson.
would want to go to Cleveland, but I think if he did, that Cleveland would trade 2 number 1 picks or a combination of Mayfield and number 1s and
But he would
2s.
also want to have to go there, have to want to go there.
Yeah, well, and he doesn't want to go there probably, but I'm saying Cleveland would want him, even with the risk of.
Do you think Pittsburgh would bring him in?
Yes. Yes, I do.
They could.
I do.
I can
But-
see
I
him going
believe
to
you guys are missing this, man.
Oh, God.
let me
Let's
hear
hear
it.
it.
Obvious choice. It's a no-brainer. He's going to go to Pittsburgh.
I just said that.
No, yeah. So you think Pittsburgh?
I didn't hear it. Sorry.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I asked would they bring him in, but yeah.
So how many number 1 picks does it take?
I don't know. Not as many as they were asking for before.
I think two.
They're saying 3 number 1
I think
picks.
2
Oh,
and
okay.
a second rounder, maybe.
So they're saying 3 number 1s or 2 number 1s and 2 number 2s for Deshaun Watson.
I think that'll get it done.
But I think that's too risky for a guy who
I don't think
still
so.
may do jail time.
I don't think he's going to do jail time.
Okay, if he
I
doesn't
think if
do
he was
jail
going to do
time,
jail time, and it would if this thing is taking too long.
okay, if he doesn't do jail time, he still will probably be suspended at least half a season.
I'll tell you this not from personal experience, but when
Or from personal experience.
no, not from just people I know, right? When cops have what they need on you,
Yeah, they get you.
it happens pretty quick.
Yes.
Okay, this is dragged on too long.
Yes.
I think there will be
A settlement. He
there'll
will
be-
settle
yeah.
with the ladies. it
some
was
of
a
them
cash-
because I
yes,
think a lot
it
of
was
them
a
are
cash grab.
add-ons, but I think
Yes, it
he'll
was
play.
a cash grab.
And he'll probably have a suspension from the NFL.
Yeah.
But if you're a team that needs a quarterback, having a guy suspended for 6 games, and having him for the next 5 years and possibly extend him after that,
Yeah.
that's small, big picture stuff.
I am coming around to your side. The longer this lasts, the more I believe this is a cash grab, more than that there's any merit. It's too long.
Well, I said that from the beginning, just as so we know.
We all were pretty cautious about saying if this is true.
Yeah,
Because we don't know, but they would have arrested him if there was any kind of physical proof.
I think Arizona sends Kyler and a first-round pick out to Houston for Deshaun.
Would that be a blockbuster, wouldn't it?
That would be huge. I think that
What do you think about that, Anton? Kyler
Arizona?
and a first to get Deshaun in Arizona.
Back with
I
D-Hop?
don't know. I don't know if they got the guts to take him. I just think it winds up being exactly like Flores. I think one, he would want to go there, play for Tomlin, because he probably feels like people turned against him. And two, I don't think anybody else has the balls to pull him in.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah,
It could be
but-
the Steelers'
That's a good
last
point.
final gift since
So what I'll
gone.
say about Arizona is they're kind of built to win now.
Yeah.
and you already have the issues with Kyler. You got a guy, D-Hop, that's going to petition for him probably, right? So I think there's a chance, but I do probably think if I'm Watson, I would side with going to Pittsburgh if I had the choice between the two.
Yeah.
Because it's a much softer landing, and you're coming in with an organization that's respected, and they're going to shield him.
Great defense, good receivers, good running back. You're going to be pissed.
And they got a quarterback that's been on roster for 2 or 3 years that can actually play a little while he's out.
True.
Yeah. And
You talking about Rudolph?
A nice young offense.
Dwayne Haskins.
Yep.
No, I think it's about Rudolph. Rudolph is the starter right now.
Yeah. What were you going to say, Zach?
No, I agree with you guys. I think the Steelers GM, it's his final year, before the draft. Maybe he just dumps all the picks for Watson.
It's not a bad. Maybe that's the reason why he said he's going to hang it up after the 2022 draft. It's probably because he's going to ship everybody.
Well, the thing, there's
for Deshaun, and he's like, I'm out.
They're built to contend right now, too. So
Okay, because we're talking about Kyler Murray, let's finish the conversation. What do we think about Kyler Murray? Listen, I think that there's some truth to the fact that he may not be fully bought into football.
Well, there's smoke. That's the problem.
There's talk about how he may go play baseball. He may not even play football at all.
That would be crazy.
He was a first-round pick of the Oakland. Is it? Oh, yeah,
Oakland Athletics,
yeah. So what do we think about this? Where does he go?
I'll say before all the controversy, the smoke with this stuff, I said we talked about him before, and I think his size bothers me a little bit. His frailty, how he plays with his size, that's concerning anyway. We all say he's a playmaker with his feet. He's an average passer, probably could get better, but it's going to be tough at his size. That aside, and then you have all the smoke. I mean, if guys in the locker room are coming out and talking about him, putting their name next to it, that's a bad sign.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah. Well, and they keep saying he's 5'10", just like Russell Wilson. He is not 5'10".
Even if he's 5'10", he's about 40 pounds short of what Russell Wilson weighs.
But he's not. He was next to Russell Wilson, and he's at least 2 inches shorter. The guy's small.
And I think that would be an easy slide in.
How'd you deal with that, Rocky?
What do you mean?
Being 2 inches too small.
I think that'd be an easy slide in transition to bring Kyler into Seattle when Russ hits the bricks, because you're bringing in essentially a younger Russell Wilson in the fact of the
So
feet.
you think he goes to Seattle?
Possibly, but it's really hard to follow, especially if the knock on him is that he's not a leader. He's not the first guy in. He's not the last guy out. From everything I've ever read, Russell Wilson is that guy. So he is that guy. You're coming in and you're following like an actual natural born leader, and you're coming in with that stigma on you. That stink. I don't know.
Okay.
Playmaker wise, yes, it fits, but I don't know that the leadership skills.
What are you talking about, for Seattle?
For Seattle.
I think that if Seattle gets rid of Wilson, they're tearing it down.
Yeah, you think so?
I don't think they're trading to try to contend. I think they're tearing it down.
I tell you where I'd like to see Kyler go. I'd like to see him go to New Orleans. That's a team I'd like to see him go.
With a defensive coach?
Well, I think there's some pieces. No, I don't know what's going to happen to Kamara. Like, that scares me, because that's But if he comes back, Michael Thomas comes back healthy. He says he wants to stay there. I think he's got some pieces.
Listen, it's interesting.
Yeah.
Let's not forget that New Orleans is perennial losers. Sean Payton ain't there no more.
They don't have money either.
They've never been winners ever.
Yeah.
Tone, hit us.
Right?
Where's he going?
I don't know. I think that it's really viable that he's going to go play baseball.
Yeah. Tone, what do you think?
I think if the smoke keeps building, it's going to be push him towards that. He didn't hear you.
Tone, what do you think? Where's he going?
Don't worry, I'll cut that out, guys.
If he doesn't play baseball, he's going to the Commanders.
Oh,
I would love that.
You got a coach there that can actually coach him up.
That's true.
Show the kid what to do and how to be a leader. And they can manage him.
What about the Giants?
Nope.
I know you don't want him, but
He's not going to the Giants. They won't bring him in.
How tall is
Danny
Danny
Jones
Dimes?
is 6'4".
probably put him in his pocket.
Yeah, probably.
All right. So let's go. Let's talk about Wilson, who I think Wilson, if there's a quarterback that we're talking about that I would want to see come to Cleveland, that I think could come to Cleveland and
Basically
win.
anybody.
No.
Judging by this episode.
Out of all of them, I think Wilson is the best leader.
I have news
Best
for
guy.
you, dude. You've got Colt McCoy
I
probably
thought you were
signed for
going
your
to
starter
flip it on
picks.
us just now and say Mayfield.
No, I think I think Wilson is, you couldn't ask for a better guy. Doesn't cause any trouble, leads the team, doesn't talk trash. Like, to me, he's the consummate NFL pro.
That's why he's going to Washington.
Okay,
he
you
would
think
not go to
Washington? Okay.
Washington.
What do you think?
You think he go play for Dan Snyder?
Yeah, that's it. Dan
ridiculous.
Snyder's a turnoff for him.
I
For
think,
everybody.
Yeah.
man, that's tough.
There are some reports that he would go to the Eagles for Hurts, Andre Lillard, a few picks.
I could see him going to Philly.
Where is he from? Where is Russell Wilson from?
Ooh, don't nobody know.
Because you would think some people want to go home, right? Finish their career.
Yeah, man, but I mean, he's still kind of young.
He
Give
played
it-
for Wisconsin
guess.
and NC State.
Guess. Just give me a state. Just guess.
Wisconsin.
He's from
Warm
Atlanta,
weather. Warm weather.
Georgia,
Give
right?
me a good guess,
Ohio.
Rocky. He is from Ohio.
Oh, he's
Ohio,
from Ohio.
wow.
Look at that.
He's from
Yeah,
Cincinnati,
man.
Come
Ohio.
home, Wilson.
Knew that.
Come home. No, I didn't know that.
He's from Cincinnati, Ohio. Uh-oh, Bengals. Uh-oh.
The problem with Cleveland is they have no receivers now. That's the problem.
Yeah, but they're gonna fix that. They're gonna fix that.
Rocky sent an email today. They're going to fix it.
They're gonna take it.
I'm giving them some money. They're gonna fix it.
Oh, all right.
I like that.
Okay, so what do you guys think? Anton, what do you think?
I have no idea where he's
I'm
going.
still putting Aaron Rodgers in Miami, and if that happens, then Kyler Murray and Russell Wilson switch. They just swap teams. Russell Wilson comes to Arizona.
All right.
Yeah, I like that.
Both are better with. Yeah, you can't go wrong with that, really.
Man, too bad the Bears drafted Justin Fields, huh?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
A shame. I mean, but
Would they trade him straight up for Wilson?
Yes.
I hope so. You know what? I think
No, I like.
they
let me
learned
tell you
from
something.
Trubisky.
I
Yes,
like
they would.
I like the fit of Wilson in
Yes,
Chicago.
they would. No, they would
Man,
trade him.
who the hell
in a
would?
heartbeat.
It's Russell
as a,
Wilson.
Just
Who
as a
wouldn't?
guy, though, he fits the city to me.
I don't know that Justin Fields is the quarterback
If he
of our
fits in
future.
Chicago, he fits in Cleveland.
And I think that
That's fair.
think that Chicago learned their lesson with Trubisky. I mean, if they're able to get their hands on a Russell Wilson, I think they're more likely to cut bait now.
Okay.
With a quarterback that they moved up to draft a second time
Okay,
because
this
of what
is-
happened with Trubisky.
We've been going an hour now,
That's all right.
That's fine.
so let's
We don't
talk.
have much else to talk about.
Derek Carr. Where's Derek going?
I already told you Tennessee.
Tennessee.
I think he stays with the
Yeah,
Raiders.
I think he stays.
Yeah. And honestly, him and Devontae Adams, they did play college ball. So to kind of go back to what you're talking about with Adams, like, he could go and stay with the Raiders.
Anton, what do you think?
Texans.
Texans. Really?
Oh, he's gonna go there play after his,
Like
his brother.
Yeah. Not on the
What do you
Bills
say?
train.
It's your turn.
I think he's staying in.
Yeah. He might get a
Vegas.
big paycheck, too.
You know where he'd do well though? It's
Where?
Cleveland.
Nice.
Carr would do well in Cleveland.
Yeah, I like Carr in Cleveland.
Yeah, he would.
Because I mean he's used to playing for shit franchises that
So you do well in Chicago.
You
too.
know.
Probably better.
Yeah, probably a bit better because Chicago is.
Well, you know what? The Bears won a Super Bowl. So,
Yeah, so.
Yeah,
All
but-
right.
you got to back off.
All right. So that is it. And Anton, we have appreciated you coming on, man. This has been a mess.
Man, this is
got
fun.
It's been perfect. This is what you want.
This is
You got your
fantastic.
name mispronounced by Mark. He has to call you
Say
Mr.
again?
Don't start stuttering, Rocky.
Mark mispronounced your name, so now he has to call you Mr.
That
Davis.
sounded weird. Mr. Davis sounds really weird, man.
You said
Thank
Mr.
you.
Davis?
We should mispronounce Mark's
No, he
name
called
now.
him Antoine or Antoine. Antoine.
Antoine.
Antoine Fisher.
No, I said Anton. Is what I said.
Well, we're going to call you Mork now.
Mork.
All right. Anton, we'll see you next week, bud.
See you guys.
It's time
Take
for
care.
Ass of the Week.
Ass of the week.
that guy's an asshole.
Yeah, Zach, you're not the ass of the week, but we did want to just
I
like
didn't even know it
bring
was
up
up there.
some pictures of you in Hawaii.
Yeah, I took a nice picture of
You in a coconut.
a nice big old coconut.
It's a
found.
big coconut.
Yeah,
Yeah.
cracked it open, drank the juice, some of the milk out of that big coconut.
Is that a coconut or you're happy to see me? Sorry. What was the other one? What were you doing over here?
That's my beautiful view. Don't mind that my mouth is open. That was for a selfie, and yeah, Airbnb, nice little cheap
Oh,
one.
this was your Airbnb.
Yeah, we're out on the ocean view is what they call it for Hawaii. It's kind of on the bottom of the island, in between both sides, so Hilo and Kona.
It's
And,
pretty nice,
Yeah, nice
man.
view. Got to see all the way to the ocean there.
Well, let's get to our ass of the week. Who wants to tell us who it is?
I think the TV just did it for us.
We do it every week.
I think the monitor.
Thank you, TV.
Juwan Howard.
Spoilers ahead.
Phil, fill us in on this story.
What?
Fill us in.
Fill us in
good
the
one.
story.
Here, so here's what happened, right? So I don't know if have you guys seen the video?
Yeah, I did. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's pretty crazy.
The whole video. So nutshell, what happened in the game was Howard was pretty upset. They were getting blown out, and the coach for Wisconsin, right, called a timeout, and that got Howard mad. So what I heard is that they were walking through the handshake line. Howard was trying to avoid him, but he did say, "I'll remember that." Coach of Wisconsin tried to grab him by the elbow, but like to talk to him, took offense to it, had to be separated, and then Howard hits an assistant coach who was talking shit, and then also gave him a suck it at the end, right?
So Howard said to the coach,
I won't forget that.
I won't forget that.
Yeah. Now here's the no. So that's what, and Howard was not contrite after the game at all. But what's not being talked about as much is that Howard was full court pressing, and Wisconsin had their bench players in, and it was 30 seconds left. They're down by 15.
What's also not being talked about is Michigan is a trash program.
Well, okay, so I'm not going there. What I'm going to say is this: I think both guys feel like somebody else did something wrong, but I could say, you could say, why would you call a timeout there? The coach in Wisconsin said, and I forget his name. If somebody knows his name, it'd be nice. But the coach for Wisconsin said that he called timeout so his guys couldn't get the ball up court on the press, which makes sense because they were the bench players.
Yeah.
But Howard was complaining that he called the timeout. If I were arguing against Howard, I would say, well, why were you full court pressing with 30 seconds left down 15?
In a game you were losing.
In a game you were not going to win with the other guys' bench players in. If I'm the Wisconsin coach, I'm waving the white flag when I put my bench in.
Yeah.
Right? And I'm not saying to say I'm on either guy's side, but I see both sides of it. Howard let his emotions get the best of him, and then
Greg
you
Gard.
have an open hand
What's his name?
punch.
Greg Gard.
Greg Gard. There you go. Yeah, that's Gard.
And Howard has a history of being an emotional, fiery player.
It was like one other time, though, he had it as a coach against
As
Maryland.
a coach, but as a player, he was a pretty fiery.
A lot of guys are fiery as players, though, Rocky.
Yeah, this is my issue with it. The NBA stopped the handshake a long time ago because of this. After a game, emotions are high, right? The NCAA needs that's what I was going for. Actually. NCAA needs to stop. They need to. This is done. Let's call it what it is. This doesn't need to happen.
So I think you made a good point in that emotions run high.
Well, let's throw a party. He made a good point.
We've all played sports, right? Is there a sport more than basketball when you're defeated? Like you take that shit personally. It seems like in basketball, it seems like it's almost like a shit. I have to put my tail between my legs. These guys manned up. They're better than we are. It's like, it seems to be the hardest L to take.
Yeah, there's less people on the court.
I've played a lot of sports, and you hate taking you hate taking L's in any sport, but basketball, basketball, I was 4-letter in high school. Basketball, that L just seems a lot harder to take.
Yeah. Well, it is.
So I can see, I mean, you got sweaty nuts rubbing up against your leg the whole game, and
remembered that.
It was too far. Was that a positive of the game? Is that why you
remembered it? First thing you went to, besides losing.
Yeah.
Well, it's a double loss. That's what I'm saying. That's why the L's are so hard to take.
I think
I don't know where to go after that comment.
You had to drop a sweaty nuts.
Food is also a 4-letter word, Mark.
So he's suspended, right?
Yeah, I think
that's right.
He should
I think he should be suspended.
I don't
for the
think he
remainder
should be
of the
fired.
season.
Like it wasn't
me neither.
it wasn't a Bobby Knight situation.
I think if it happens again, then
yeah.
Yeah.
I
mean, Bobby Knight just threw a chair. Come on.
I'm just curious. What's the record? Is the record shit? Because you said it's a shit program,
Michigan?
or are you just a Michigan
No,
hater?
they still have a chance to make they're struggling, but they can still make the tournament.
Michigan isn't a bad basketball team. The school's just full of shit.
They're 8-7.
So,
8-7.
It just sounds like bias.
Yeah, for sure. While we go, let's go right back to our next segment.
Nice. Man, I could see Mark in And a Flint Tropics
sweaty
jersey.
balls next to his
Flint Tropics jersey.
What position did you play,
Him and
Mark?
Jackie Moon.
I was 6'4", so obviously center.
You played
in
left.
high school.
You were 6'4"?
Yeah.
What are you now?
You know what that
No, I
means.
said I was 6'4".
vocals.
Still 6'4",
means
so I
my
played
vocals.
center.
No,
Me whispering
no,
softly.
don't whisper anything on there.
NBA basketball.
Sweaty nuts.
Sweaty nuts on your back.
A leg, on your leg.
On your back.
Why would it be on your legs? I don't get that.
Well, I'm 6'4", so
Yeah, it's
a
a lot of players.
guys are shorter than I am.
So you really felt balls on your legs?
You know what I'm saying, dude? You're posting people up and shit, and like it was
Oh, so you
supposed
felt
to
their balls on your ass?
It's supposed to no, because I'm taller than most people. So especially where I came from.
You
That's
give
why I
this
was
a lot of
6'4".
thought.
It's
center.
got to be big balls.
Give it a
Feel them
lot
on
of-
your leg.
Give it a lot of thought.
Yeah.
No, it was more so a play on the fact that you're posting up all game long. Like it's one on a lot of it's a team game, but a lot of it comes down to one-on-one matchups and shit like that.
What'd you average?
You take the L a lot harder.
How many rebounds did you average?
Did you take the D lot? I haven't played a lot of basketball,
Oh, really?
but I haven't played a lot of basketball, but I never felt that. Did you ever feel that?
Well,
No,
Mark,
I've never noticed somebody's
never-
balls.
Well, you can't when you're cherry picking at the top of the key. I mean, I don't see you going down.
Cherry picks at the top of the key.
You don't even run back on defense.
Zach,
you're
did
just
you play-
waving
I
your
know what a
hands. You're
cherry
like-
pick is,
You're like
yeah.
I'm
Not
at
really.
the because you're not playing down low. You're not posting up.
I played a little bit of
You're
street
not
ball.
playing down low anywhere.
I'm like
never
3-0
said that.
against my younger brothers.
Neither
so
is
that
he.
counts
That's
for
my
something.
point. He's not playing down
Well,
low
he's
either.
about your height, no?
No, I'm shorter.
Yeah,
than
but
you.
he's not.
We should
playing.
play
Oh,
two
you
on
can't bang down there with
No.
your big nuts? All right.
We should play
Yeah.
2-on-2. Hey, Mark averaged probably 4 points a game, about 4 rebounds, and 2
Five
sweaty
fouls,
nuts.
five fouls.
That's completely unfounded.
You know who
those
he
statistics.
was? Who's a big white stiff?
Spencer Hawes.
Okay, he's a Spencer Haas of his
Spencer Haas.
high school basketball team.
Brian Scalabrine.
Brian Scalabrine had some range. You have range?
Yeah, I can shoot.
I like how he closed his
Could shoot.
eyes, like no doubt
What was
about
his?
it.
Yeah,
what
well,
was
I
your-
still actually have the rec league record for most threes in a game. Man.
Oh, here we go.
Yeah.
All right, Al Bundy.
Yeah.
What was your?
The good old days.
What was your average per game? Like your points per game?
Not that good.
Well, what was it?
Our high school
Was
sucked
you more
all
of a
around.
rebound guy?
Yeah. I had
He's a
higher
rebound-
rebounds than I did
Rebound,
points.
fouls.
Yeah.
Balls on your
Our
back.
team was not good.
And
I
all
also,
the balls.
All right, let's talk about the game that was in America City,
All right, there it is.
Cleveland.
This is a Cleveland episode, apparently.
Yeah, no, it was. You
dude,
know what?
every episode is a Cleveland episode.
Yeah,
Listen,
that's
it's a
true.
great city.
heavily
It's a
skewed
great
towards
city,
that.
man.
Yeah.
Great.
Listen, it's a good city.
It's a good city,
The
yeah.
Great is strong, man.
Great city. It's a great city.
Great is strong.
We're gonna go.
We
I'm gonna
walk
take you guys.
downtown. Great is strong.
Hey, yeah, let's go.
It's got its quirks. It's charming.
All right.
Take you guys.
Aside from its sports teams, what do you know about Cleveland?
nothing.
That's
Yeah.
fair.
I
But
know-
when you go there, it's a good city.
The river caught
It's
on
an old
fire.
city, so a lot like when we walk downtown, a lot of old like the architecture inside the building is really nice.
Yeah.
Old theater. It's a nice city. Great is like super strong.
It's great.
It's got a lot of bones from when it used to be great. So
Right.
it's
I
like
could see that.
Yeah, come to Cleveland. Watch the river catch on fire.
I
and-
did. That's a
right.
true story. Actually.
The Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
That's great, yeah.
Like the first two things I think of was Rock and Roll Hall of Fame and Drew Carey. Honestly.
It's two great things.
Rock and Roll. Drew Carey.
great things.
Well, yeah, the Price is Right. Drew Carey show. Drew Carey not great.
Come on.
Whose line it is anyway?
Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
He was a passenger.
Drew Carey, Jim Brown, River Catches Fire.
Is he from?
That's
is
a
he from
party.
there?
That's a party right there.
Jim Brown was a homeboy?
You guys have a casino too, so that's cool.
Casinos. Yeah.
You do have a casino downtown.
So Cleveland is great, but is the NBA All-Star Game great? Is it good?
I think it is good. I think the game's good.
It's good for what it is. It's better than the Pro Bowl, right?
100%.
Because it doesn't
They-
pretend to be anything.
a billion times better than the Pro Bowl.
Yeah.
The
Just-
NBA has it.
It's a score
well,
fest.
yeah.
Just
They
score.
tweaked it. No, they tweaked it.
Yeah,
though.
they did. To where you got to play some
It makes
defense
the
in
end
the
of the
fourth quarter.
quarters more interesting. It's a lot better than it was like 3 years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's the tweak? I didn't-
Instead of playing just 4 quarters, they still play 4 quarters, but
More balls.
they
in
have
the
a
legs.
number that you have to get to. So it's like playing to 21 every quarter,
Okay.
but they play to 25. So as the score gets closer to 25, they start tightening up on D, and then the fourth quarter they pick a number to get to. So if some team at the end of the third quarter, some team's gonna have 75, obviously because they get to 25,
Yeah.
and then the other team's gonna have like 67. Then they pick a number to go to.
It's the score
So it's
plus
like-
24 points for Kobe.
Okay, yeah, for Kobe, that's what. Yeah, So
and
they
the game
play,
clock also ends too. There's no game clock.
no game clock, so they play to a number. So it makes it a lot. So guys start playing for real because it's a number instead of just the time running out.
Right. Okay.
I think
So
the
it's
NBA does
been
it
more
great.
interesting.
Yeah, no, they do a great job compared to every other type of all-star.
At least they're
week.
trying,
No, it's good. There are a few things that are duds or becoming duds. The NBA All-Star Game is good. The Celebrity Game, whatever. The dunk contest, like 2 thumbs down this year.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
So that's, I think, what we should talk about. I think we should talk about, like, what events, like, what do we like about, because this is what I noticed. The Major League Baseball All-Star Game, which was in Cleveland recently too, is all about the history and it's all about the game, the actual game of baseball, right?
Yeah.
This, NBA is all about entertainment.
Yeah.
Here's what I'll say.
The whole
about
weekend's entertainment.
I'll say let's take these two, right?
Yeah.
Because the Pro Bowl, NHL is. I say NFL's dead last.
Yes.
NHL's in third. NHL is fun. Baseball is the most like the real game.
Yeah.
But
and there's
I
a
think
historical component.
I think the NBA does it best though, as far as presentation.
And entertainment.
It's a bigger deal than any of them.
Yeah.
I think if baseball could take a page out of the NBA's book, they can make their weekend their big deal because the game is a legit game, right?
Right.
But-
and I think the home run derby actually
It's the best event.
It's the
probably.
best. It could be the best event if they made it, like, tweaked it a little bit.
It's I think
still
it's
think
been
it's the
good.
best event.
It's the best event right now. It's still,
Yeah.
they don't make a big enough deal about the All Star
weekend,
thing.
yeah.
They don't promote it the right way, but it is the best event. The NBA, I forgot what we were talking about. Oh,
Dunk
what we want to
contest.
change. Yeah, so I think the dunk contest.
It sucked this year.
It sucked, but here's the thing. Some years it sucks, some years it's good. I mean,
It's on a
Zach
decline.
Levine, Aaron Gordon was one of the best of all time.
But
That
it
was only
hasn't
like
been great.
3 years ago.
But it hasn't been great in years.
It's not going
No,
forward.
the Aaron Gordon, Zach Levine was one of the best of all time.
So what would
It
you
was.
tweak
It hasn't been better
to make
since
the
then,
dunk
though.
contest?
No, it
better?
hasn't.
Stop. So year to year, he's right. There's some years where by accident, it's good. Aaron Gordon, Zach, okay, by accident. You never know year to year when it's going to be good and when it's not going to be good, when they're going to take it seriously.
It's just not
when they're
exciting
not.
anymore. Yeah.
Yeah. You got to have star power. You got to have Michael Jordan. You got to you got to have LeBron.
He doesn't play anymore, Rocky.
No, but I'm saying that's when it was great. It was great when you knew it was going to be Michael
Yeah.
Jordan.
Like if they
LeBron
got
James,
John Morant.
Magic Johnson. Yeah.
Yeah, I
It's gotta
agree
be
with you,
a-
yeah.
And because you're not going to get him, it needs to be just something different.
Could it be possible that the NBA dunk contest has been so weak in recent years because of, we're kind of desensitized to it, seeing all of these amazing videos online on social media?
Yeah.
Could that be a reason why? I mean, like you have the bounce house and all these guys that are unbelievable athletes that jump out of the building and they're always trying these new innovative dunks. So you're kind of desensitized because you're watching, they're going viral. So you're seeing these creative, ridiculous dunks, and then you watch the NBA dunk contest, and you're like, I've seen better.
This is what I want to do. I want to do. You lower the
this is
basketball or the net.
So bad. You're starting off real bad.
And then you do celebrity dunk contest. That's what I want. I want to see Tom Cruise try to dunk a basketball.
It's
Jesus.
terrible, right?
I just want to see him. I just want to
So
see.
you could do that at any point. I mean, that could be a separate competition.
I want to see it.
What about a contested dunk contest?
Okay, I love that one even
That's
better.
That's not a bad
That's
idea.
better.
Talk about balls on your back, right there.
You're getting balls straight in your face that way.
Boom.
Mark's
You got, you got anything, Zach? Because I have a couple, but I don't want to go off on a tangent.
I think I don't think there's a lot. There's a great way to make this dunk contest a whole lot better. So either like scrap it and think of something better, or like I kind of am on the side of maybe have different athletes do a dunk contest. Like Myles Garrett dunking would be cool. I just think like this year, like one, you can only do so many dunks before like the wheel has been reinvented a billion times over, and then two, like they're not making the dunks either this year. Like
Yeah.
there wasn't 110. There was not 110.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's awful.
All right, so
Glad I didn't watch.
you want to hear what I think?
Yeah.
So I've heard a few things. I've been reading some things. The best that I've seen and heard. These are not like my original ideas.
Yeah.
So I just want to put that out there. So a few. The first one I've heard that I thought was really interesting, probably for the 3-point contest too, is some of those YouTube guys that you're talking about.
Yeah.
Is you would have to do a preliminary. You bring one or two of those guys into it, and then you have some of these NBA players going head to head. Because the thing is, these are not real games. They're not real competition. It's all entertainment. You bring a guy like the bounce house guy, right, in there to compete with real NBA players. that would draw attention for all the followers that these guys got on YouTube and watch them. They would like to see them go against some NBA players, see if they could beat them. And if I'm an NBA guy and I'm going against this guy, it's going to make me push it a little bit. That's one. Two, stop giving guys so many chances to miss.
Yeah.
Here's a way you could do it. And this goes hand in hand. Instead of judging by scores, you do it the chopped way. You have 4 starters. That guy gets eliminated each round.
Yeah.
Okay? So there's no score. You just vote the weakest dunker out each round. That would make that more interesting.
They used to do that back in the day, didn't they?
No.
No, I thought there was like that.
No, you got voted out with the lowest score, but this would just be voting out the weakest dunker, right? And then you made me lose my train of thought.
That would make it quicker too, actually.
Make it quicker, and then instead of giving guys 3 misses on every dunk, maybe give them 3 misses for the entire competition. So now, like that.
You got to take fewer chances. You got to make sure you dunk it.
If those guys dunked on Saturday, right, they could probably just won. Instead of the thing is they're trying creative things.
Yeah.
But the guy like a bounce house guy or like Mac McClung, right? Those guys, they're doing that all the time. So I'd rather see like a more polished dunk that's less complicated, and maybe push it to the 3rd round. Like you could do a 1st round where it's a solo dunk. You could do a 2nd round where it's an assisted dunk. Everybody has to do a solo dunk first, then an assisted dunk second,
and then a contested.
Then the 3rd round is like your showstopper. You could stack your tries up to the 3rd round to try to get like one crazy. I think there's things you could do to make it interesting.
Right.
Yeah,
they just have to.
Part of the strategy, you could save all of your misses to the end and try something crazy.
It's a good idea.
Yeah.
And the thing is, I think they just don't want to break from tradition with the scoring. But the scoring is a joke too at this point.
Dude, it really is.
So it's like, scrap that. The chop method is a lot better because you just vote out the weakest guy. And guess what? For them, that'd be better because then you have all the viral stuff. If they eliminate a guy with a name in the 1st round, everybody jokes about it. It just goes hand in hand with what they're doing. And the YouTube part of it, bringing a guy in there or even a shooter, like you bring the professor in to do the 3-point contest with those guys. Say you get a Klay Thompson in there to shoot with him. I mean, that's people are going to show up just to see if Professor can outshoot Klay Thompson.
Or even like try and keep up with him. I have
Skylar Higgins, like and WNBA, like anybody.
There's some bodies. I have a good like new idea if no one else has anything.
Yeah, let's do that because that's the part I was looking forward to. I got a new idea too.
You want to throw yours out?
No, you go first.
Okay.
You leading this in.
So I was thinking, this kind of made me think about it when MJ like wanted to play 1-on-1 with Magic at this game. Like he looked serious when he wanted to like play like a little bit of pickup ball with Magic. So what if you did like an NBA vet 1-on-1? Because then you have a bunch of like, oh, who's better? Obviously they're a little bit older, and you might think to yourself to play counter argument like, oh, who wants to watch like these old guys play like slow mediocre basketball?
Look at the big 3.
But I was just exactly the big 3. Like that was very
or NBA Jam style, just 2-on-2.
I saw Joe is back in the league because of the big 3. So it's like he
can still play.
Like these old guys can still play a little bit of basketball.
I agree with you.
Not going to play.
I think 2-on-2 is probably
2-on-2.
Better just because they're old.
Yeah, but I mean,
he wants a ball movement, but 2-on-2 would be fun.
They still got their shot.
If you get Scotty and Mike, which they would never play with each other.
But like that's a good headline.
Yeah, why do they hit each other? By the way, I can't figure that out.
Did you not watch The Last Dance?
I mean, I did, but I still don't understand why. Like,
I mean, Michael undressed him in The Last Dance. I mean, I would hate Michael too.
How many Apex years do you think that LeBron has left?
I mean, he's not slowing down.
Yeah,
it's hard to tell.
He's not slowing down, but here's what is happening. He's going down to injuries. So he's not slowing down. He's scoring like he always did. He's just as quick. He's powerful. But he's losing games to injuries. I mean, he's lost 10, 15, 20 games a year.
Yeah, but guys, 10 years 10 years younger than him are doing the same thing. So
if there's a player that can play.
He plays more than Anthony Davis.
Yeah, for sure. He can play, I think, into his 40s and still score double digits. If you look at, I mean, Michael.
What is he, mid-30s?
I think
he's 38, about to be 39.
Yeah.
Oh, sure.
I mean, so like I think he can play to 43 and still be consistent.
But it's different now.
Wow.
CP3, he's 39.
Yeah.
Melo's still in the league. He's not playing as much, but he's 39.
The difference is his body structure. He's 250, 260. He's always taking care of himself.
And he doesn't have knee. The big thing is knee issues.
Yeah.
Wade is not playing because of knee issues. Guy, it's the knees. It's the big thing.
Just a different build, I think, in general. And I think he's always taken his health seriously, like is conditioning different?
Some would say the Tom Brady of basketball when it comes to that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think for Bronny, like, it would be if
He's still in over there. You mentioned LeBron and Brady
I know,
together.
I threw that in there. I'm surprised I didn't get any
Listen,
bait off that.
I was waiting for it.
OBJ.
I was waiting for something.
I give Brady, he's an accomplished player. I bristle. I bristle when you guys say he's the best.
He's the most accomplished player.
Yeah, I give that.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
He's the moat.
He's a moat.
Most accomplished.
He's
All
the
time.
greatest.
Moat.
The Moat.
Greatest encompasses everything. Accomplishments.
Now, greatest
Who's
means
greater?
he's the most athletic.
Yeah.
No.
I'm on that side.
No.
honestly. Yeah.
It doesn't mean that he's just the most athletic. It means he's good. He's athletic. He's a good thrower of the ball. He wins. He's clutch. It's like the greatest means everything in a package.
Listen, Tom Brady is a marginal athletic specimen.
Athletic, yes. But this is not just about, you know who was a really good athlete? Dante Culpepper he was pretty good.
Yeah. Yeah.
Michael Vick is pretty athletic.
All right, yeah.
Lamar Jackson, super athletic.
Right.
Randall Cunningham, really athletic.
Go Birds.
All black. But the point is, super athletic guys, they didn't win like Tom Brady. So you got to match the athleticism and you got to balance it out with the winning, the clutchness, the leadership.
I think
Making
that's just
tough
it.
throws.
If you
That's
broke
what
it,
greatest means.
if you broke it
Now,
down
if
into
you
like
wanna say
10
the
categories,
He's
Yeah.
won one championship outside of the parameters of Bill Belichick.
But those other
He
guys
hasn't
haven't won
won-
any.
dude, at 41,
That's not a good stat.
He
Rock,
hasn't
sorry.
won 20 outside. Like,
at 41 he did it though
Listen
in a
to me.
brand new system.
If he had left New England at 30, having been to 5 Super Bowls and winning 3,
Yeah.
and then went to Tampa and went to 5 Super Bowls and won 3.
How many did Montana win after he left San Francisco?
He went to 1 championship game in Kansas City, but it was a small sample size. Listen to me.
Tom Brady is a small sample
he
size
only
as
played
well.
2 years in Tampa and
Yeah,
won.
Listen, but he needed to have a bigger sample size away from Belichick.
Who's better than him?
What do you mean?
Who's greater than him?
I think Montana was a great.
He won more than so. Montana was with Bill Walsh, who's like credited as changing the NFL with his offense,
Yeah.
right? He won 4. He left and didn't do anything.
Montana.
He left and
And the
didn't do
same-
anything.
the same
Montana
actually.
I'm just
and
using
Otto-
your points against you.
Montana and Otto Graham won more, a higher percent of championships in a smaller amount of years.
But he
than
went to
Tom Brady.
more.
I don't care about
This is the
going. He didn't
LeBron
win.
thing that you're gonna fault him for going to more Super Bowls.
Winning. you say,
ridiculous.
but you say he's clutch.
He is.
Then win.
He did.
He did.
He didn't win.
7 times.
He didn't win.
Wait, all right. So but those guys didn't win as many championships
So he's
to get
an-
to the Super Bowl.
he's an
right?
asshole 'cause he
So
lost
wait, what about
three Super Bowls?
But what
That's your
about
words, not
what
mine.
about all the championships and the divisional rounds that they lost to not even get to the Super
Listen,
Bowl? We don't
if-
count that.
if I'm
they
starting-
didn't lose those games.
If I'm starting a franchise, I'm not starting.
I'm not disagreeing with you.
I'm
I'm
not
saying, but you
choosing
can't say
Brady.
he's not the greatest of all time because he is.
I'm saying he's the most accomplished.
That is the greatest.
my vernacular. Greatest means something different.
What does it mean? He's the most athletically gifted.
What are your parameters?
It's an athletic. It's a gifted.
All right, so you're just
He's
talking.
the most. So he's not the most gifted. Okay.
So LeBron's better than MJ for you.
Yeah. As far as
Yeah.
gifted,
So what you're saying is
I would say MJ's the most. Again, most accomplished. Absolutely.
That's
But-
that's like the greatest. So for me personally, I'm honestly kind of, I don't know if I want to admit, I'm on Rocky's side as
no,
far
that's
as like
fine. You can
the
ride in that
greatest-
boat with him.
The greatest of all time and the best of all time are different
different.
things. Like,
Well, the best would be the
So
most.
you're
to me, the
classifying
most
him
talented.
like the
like-
greatest is like, oh, like wow, like accolades, popularity, like all
Yeah.
this stuff. Greatest
Well,
would
that's
be,
what I'm saying.
No, that's why I'm with kind of both of you guys, but I think my definitions are reversed. For
I think
what
he's
you're
saying the
thinking.
best of all time. Is
I
what
think
The greatest of all time would be like Michael Jordan, Tom Brady for me.
He's
Best
looking
of
at
all
it from
time
like
is like
a-
Aaron Rodgers and LeBron.
Okay.
he's
who-
looking at it from like a street
That's
ball
what I'm saying.
scenario.
Okay,
like
okay.
you're looking at the most
the
like
most
physically
talented
gifted,
running back of all
talented,
time?
natural
Barry
talent.
Sanders.
Okay, and he's not the most accomplished.
No.
Okay.
Okay.
Prove.
That's what I'm saying.
I won. I won.
Judge and jury and execution.
How did you win?
Won.
He was looking for you to make that comment because he's nowhere near the top of the. Well, I mean, he's near the top of the list.
That's what I'm saying. If you were starting a franchise,
Yeah, but greatest is not best.
If you were starting a franchise,
Greatest is not best.
and you were
haven't been
starting
saying
with a
best all
running
this
back.
time. You don't switch from greatest to best and then say that you won the
Greatest
conversation.
is best.
No, it's not.
If you were starting a franchise and you were picking one running back, you would not pick Barry Sanders.
I wouldn't.
No,
Well, you pick Walter Payton. But
Correct.
no, I
that's-
wouldn't. Yeah, I would probably pick Walter Payton over Sanders too.
Okay, that's fair.
But I think Sanders is more talented.
Okay, but Sanders isn't the most accomplished either, is he?
No,
You wouldn't pick Emmitt Smith.
no, I wouldn't pick Emmitt Smith
Okay,
either.
okay. Emmitt Smith is Tom Brady. Most accomplished.
Okay,
He's not the best.
but you're having like
He's
three
not the
conversations
greatest.
at once.
No, I'm not.
You're talking about starting a franchise. You're talking about the best, and you're talking about the greatest, and then you're
If
talking about
I
the most
started
athletic.
a franchise, I would start
All right, so
with
this is a different question,
Joe
though.
Montana, Barry Sanders, or Walter
All right, so
Payton.
that's a different.
Maybe
I
Jim
agree
Brown.
with you.
Maybe Jim Brown. They're the greatest.
I said Dan Marino.
Yeah.
I agreed with you when you
They're
said
the
start a
greatest.
franchise.
Most accomplished is a different conversation.
So your greatest and best are flopped from what like I'm thinking.
I'm saying when I say greatest, I mean most accomplished.
I'm thinking like great, like
Because that's what greatness is.
Like-
Guess what? Guys that are really good and don't win are not great.
Most accomplished is
He's great.
is cumulative. It's
Exactly.
longevity.
Yes.
It's
Okay.
the people you play with. It's the
Okay.
coaches you're around.
that's
Yeah.
greatest.
No, that's accomplished.
All right, let's put two teams that have pretty comparable records over the course of the years of Brady. So if you swap out
It shows like 2 hours.
Brady and if you swap
Cutting all of this shit out.
Brady and Roethlisberger, you're telling me that you think that Roethlisberger will have more Super Bowl wins than Tom Brady in Pittsburgh?
I think it'd be real comparable.
I don't know,
I
man.
think it'd be real comparable. Processing speed, real close. The difference is Brady took care of himself.
Processing speed.
No.
Big Ben processed a lot.
I mean, the difference is Brady took care of himself.
We're just arguing semantics.
Yeah.
We think the words mean different things. So
Yeah.
whatever.
Well, somewhat. I think what you're mixing is
I don't know if I'm mixing. I think you might be mixing.
that's fair. That's fair. All right, that's fair. What else we got?
I don't know, boss.
Where do we go from here?
I think apologies to our viewers for how long this
Thanks
goddamn
for
episode
watching.
is.
Cut it all.
I'm
shit.
gonna call it. Bronny, LeBron end up in Cleveland. And
OKC.
You know why?
OKC.
Okay, you say OKC. I say Cleveland, and you know why? The whole damn thing's rigged. This is the story the NBA wants.
That's not so NBA rigged. Okay.
Yeah, this is the story the NBA wants. It's a setup. LeBron said, I can't close out that I won't close out in Cleveland. It's what they want. It's happening.
Now you're taking down a whole damn league with your blasphemy.
Listen, Patrick Ewing going to the Knicks. Rigged.
Now, all right. Now I'm getting strays over here.
Rigged. I'm telling you. It's what's happening.
Nurse, he's out again. He's off his
Somehow,
meds.
listen. Somehow the Cavs are going to end up with the number one
We've
pick
never
that year.
We've never won a lottery besides that. So why was that? Why wouldn't we rig it more?
Hey, the Magic have
No,
a
you
good
didn't rig
shot.
it. The NBA did.
Why wouldn't they rig it more for us?
They don't like you that much. It's
Okay,
like
then they
you're-
rigged that for us. They liked us enough. All right, shut up.
LeBron James to the Orlando Magic.
LeBron James.
Oh, yeah,
yeah,
my
yeah.
God.
Yeah, Disney World. You know when you get old, you want
Wow,
Yeah.
ticket prices would really, they'd go up from $3 a seat to who the hell knows.
$300.
Best
Orlando.
best thing about the Magic is the building.
They do have $5
Yeah.
seats. They got a good buffet.
No, I don't get to sit in those seats, Rocky.
That restaurant is good. No, that restaurant is
you get
good.
to go there.
So
Fair enough. Thanks
All
for
right.
watching three old guys and
yeah,
and me for talking about who the best of all time is.
What's next, Rocky?
I don't know. What are you talking about?
Do we not have another segment?
No, that's it.
Okay, so let's close out the show. Hey guys, thanks for coming. It's been a long one. It's been a tough one.
There's a lot of arguing
Man,
too. We do love
hope
each
you
other.
guys enjoyed it. Please follow us on all our socials: TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, UFL Pod. You could catch some pretty sweet, neat TikToks on there.
Sweet and neat.
Sweet and neat.
Ultimate Fantasy
Thank
Locker
you for
Room.
joining us. It's been cool. Peace.
Balls on your leg.